G'day mate, I'll do a quick video on how to put this back together. It's roughly back together now. I'm making this part of the video after I've done the video, so I thought I had a video but I didn't. So g'day mate, to the beginning again, so someone can put this back together so they know what to do. Alright, enjoy the video. Okay, so I plan to put this back together. Now one thing with this saw I would suggest big time. The bolts are not all the same, so be very mindful which bolts are for what for your cylinder. Some are slightly longer and some are slightly shorter, so depending where your bolts come from. I should try and show this too. Which one's short, which one's long. They're the same. See, there's a slight difference in lengthwise. So yep, slightly different. So be careful which bolts you're going to wear. Now because of that, I stuffed up. I've stripped the top part of my bolts, but I'll fix it. I put bigger bolts actually in the cylinder, as you can see. And to do that, you can grind out the hole here. See a bolt can slip up the hole like that. Go into the cylinder to actually get it into the thing like that. So you've also got to do that. Otherwise, you can't get the bolt in there. It's just too long going that way. You can't spin it through. So I put that, make the hole big. Then we go through behind. I machine the base. So I'll have to use a base gasket. I can't get my lathe to machine flat, I should say. The bit I bought is the color I bought is no good. It's a funny angle. It should be flat, but it's actually angled down like that. It doesn't cut nice. It vibrates. And it's a tungsten carbide tip. So there are 4 bolts. So I'll see if she goes to squish, but I'll use the gasket. Now these particular saws, I'm not sure if the gasket has to be fitted first, so I'll have a look. Okay, so you can put the gasket on. Be careful when you're doing it, don't mess things up. Like that, it fits like that. Now I pull the fuel tank off because it's easy for me with the intake boot like that. It's just easier to put the fuel tank and everything back on after you put the cylinder on, so it's just whatever makes it easy for me, I do it, so that's why I do it. So I'll put that on there, I'll show you a sec. Don't forget to add rings. We need rings. You got the ring there, it's where your pin goes, so see that shape there? Give some light. I don't know if you can see. But make sure you got the that gap at the top, the angle, so the ring angles like that for the pin, locating pin. And there's 2 of them. I'll find where they are. So one there and one there, okay? Do your bottom one, spread it open. Not too far, you'll break them. I was asked the question, guys, how to do this, so just this particular saw. And you get too far, they'll snap, so be careful of that. Find the lance hole, like that, and put your ring where your pin goes. That's there, so when you compress it, it stays where it should be. Next one, get yourself a good light source too. They're pretty easy sort of work on though. Just the intake boot I don't like, the pain, most stills like. So you get that, and make sure you get a, if you got a neo-tec you would have this anyway. A ring compressor. So I'm going to use glue as well on this because I want it to seal really well. So I'll do it off film, but put one of these down like that. Under your piston. Wind your piston forward or backwards, whatever makes it easy for you. Like that, so it can't move. You get access to that. Find the ring compressor that's the best for size of that piston. Put that on there first. Just drop the ring. And work out where it goes. It's easier. Your fingers decide where your ring compress. If you go that way, it's harder, but sometimes you have to. Go like that. And just make sure your rings seat inside the piston. Like that. So when you drop your cylinder down, it'll go and try and do it square where your exhaust and all that goes, and it'll slip straight down and you can bolt it all up. So I'm gonna bolt your glue and all that crap in, but I'll leave the gasket separate, that I'll glue it all together as I go in. So I'll probably put glue down now under the gasket, put glue on top of the cylinder and sandwich it all up, I suppose. I'll get back to you in a sec. I'm going to use that gasket glue, so motor seal gasket maker. I'll put a thin layer of that on the actual block itself, cylinder, because I don't want to leak, and they can leak pretty easy too. Just thin like that, just enough to hold the gasket in place. Same thing you go by when you do base gasket delete, same glue. Smear it on nice and thin. Because the gaskets have a habit of popping out over time. You get bad air leaks. I find it's seen it happen before. Make sure you clean your base pretty good. I could have cleaned it better, but I haven't. My saw. Someone else's saw spent bloody hours in there. I try a nice clean, even layer of glue. Like that. Alright, now drop the gasket over the top. Try and get it lined up as best I can. Some saws are ms381. You can't do that. You have to put the gasket on first, and then it's the gasket. It's always put the gasket on before the piston. Like that. Like that lines up pretty good. Try and line up as best you can, and it's not easy. Sometimes they move. Just be patient. Make sure you can see. Make sure you get glasses on. Like that. Now I'll put glue on my cylinder. Make sure that's nice and glued up. I think it's got 20,000 squish, I think. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to measure it. It's hard when you have a gasket and all that. And you can't measure and stuff like that. It's just pain in the butt. Because the screws. Issue with the screws. Or bolts. They're still there. Instead of a T27, they're T25. Something I found lying around. There you go, look at that. I'll pause you. Now, the intake boot would be the best time to put it on. I should have put it on before, I forgot. They put that on. Just follow your nose, pretty easy. There's a guide there, that thing there should be parallel to the base of the cylinder. Go roughly like that. So it parallels that base. That's it. Put your clamp on that. Wherever that is. Clamp, where are you? I'll find it, hang on. Okay, I got the clamp on there. You want the clamp to be tight, but not just tight that it cuts into things, but not too loose, it'll vibrate loose, so just nip it up, but it bites down, so like that. So I've got glue on there. Too much glue there, wipe that out. You can put oil on your rings if you want to, you don't have to. Depends, I put them on dry. I used to do wet, I don't do more. And slide it on, I'll show you a sec. So you can press my rings. Make sure they go into the ring lance. And try and get your fingers out of the road. Give it a bit of wiggle. You should be able to slide that straight on. Like that. No, it's square, but she's going on. Oh, one last. The ring didn't go in. I'll do it again. I'll put the camera in the road, guys. Come on, camera. Back down, like that. Support. Hang on, I can't do it with the camera in the road. Okay, I've done the ring compressor from the other side. There goes my torch. The ring belt fell out. I'll have to put it back in. But be careful when you do it, so pull your supporter out. Because the gasket's got the glue on it. spin your flywheel so it's high up, top dead center. You get your ring compressor out. So your fuel tank here, it's a pain in the butt. Put your bolt back in. Other bolt. And the third one to fill out. Put it back up where it should be. Get in there. Tight space. Screwdriver. There you go, it's in there. Now what I do normally, I'll do this one because it holds it in. I put a bit of glue on the end of each bolt, just a little bit. It stops these bolts vibrating out because they're doing huge revs. Bit of glue. It's just a safety precaution. Why pull apart again if they come out? Like that. And now I can screw it down. But normally, yeah, I'm not in a rush, no camera. I'm trying to do it because it's you're not watching me for hours doing this crap. So I want that piston at the bottom of the center, because the piston's actually got to be slightly in the block. And whatever you do, don't force, because you'll break your rings. Get screw started, and if it's tight, pull back off. But you can't have a tight ring, you'll snap it. And I've done that before, when I first started mucking around with chainsaws. Now it's pretty well captured there. Push the cylinder down, make sure she moves, I'll hold the cylinder down. She moves, nothing sticking. Wind the bolts in by hand. Make sure you can see. And it's pretty simple. And after that, fuel tank, carburetor, all the crap. So the worst part's putting the cylinder on. You can do it without tank, but I couldn't do it, not easily. The ms381 I could muck around a bit, but it's easier. I'll show you a sec. Fuel tank. I don't give the whole process, guys, but it's pretty easy. It's just someone asked me the question, how would I do it? And I'll talk about the muffler in a minute. I'm not doing tight yet. I got T-bar, so cross tighten them up where you can. I think it screws down and the glue, so she's right to go. Shoot, a little spicy thing after this. Go, get up and go. It went well before, but I poured this one. She's poured pretty good actually, but she'll go good now. But be at higher compression. Almost in. Got T27 T-bar. Lift these up. If you go too tight, you'll strip them. Pretty well easy. It's all hell. Stay happy. All tight. On that bolt. And I find too this bolt here, particularly this one, if you try and do it where your tank's on there, you'll drop the nut down inside the block and the fuel tank. It's hard to get to. Magnets and all that crap. This one here was the one I thought might have stripped. I hope you haven't. That feels good. Longer bolts. Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. Check up your window on your exhaust port. Make sure nothing's broken. You don't always see, but you might have a broken ring, but if it's broken you might see something. Wind it over. Yep. Not hitting. Curious to know myself now. What's the squish? Well, I'll put it there. Where's my solar? I've already pre-squished a bit. It might go straight past. That's 20 thou, but that might be fine, might be not. No, it's bigger than that, okay. So where's my cutters? Side cut. That's what it was. Pretty flat. So what have I got now? The other way. Away. Pass. That way. Back wall. There you go. They're pretty flat. What's that you're going to read out as? 30,000, so that's alright. I'm happy with that. Fuel tank next. I'll get this cleaned up a bit. Hang on. Okay, tank. Try and show best I can. When you pull your tank off, you will see how it comes apart. But it's just easy to show it. I'm back together now. So, yeah, end of your tank goes in like that. Under the saw. Just work it, fiddle around, you'll find it in the hole. Bit tight, bit close. But it has to be tight. Like that. Slide it down like that. Find where your boot is. Push your boot with your fingers. Be gentle, don't do it with screwdrivers and stuff. If you do, do it very gently. Along those pliers. Pull your boot back into your thing like that. My pliers very long those pliers. Kevin. And that, the other part too, you gotta, I'll show you a sec. Is your impulse line. You need your impulse line. And you gotta do it at this particular time, because if you don't, you can't get hold of it, not easily. I'm being gentle as I can. I'm pushing from the back, I suppose. There's the tongue popping up there, like that. Push it back in. It reform it where it's angled, where it's meant to go, like that. Now you got a pulse line on the side here, so I'll bring it up and show you that. Make sure you put your pulse line on now where everything's loose and floppy it around. Try and make the video as short as I can, guys. So, you have a pulse line right in, deep in here. The part there, so get hold of that, and there's longer pliers than that. Get hold of your hose and gently put it back on the steel part. It's probably the easy way to do it, guys, but should have done it before, I suppose. Putting the tank on. It's not that flexible. There's not much movement, not much room. Probably worst part. I don't want to take the fuel tank back off here. Cocky hand, got no right. Put it on like that, and gently feed up the way as far as it should go. Well, it's ½ an inch. Gently. If you don't have this on, you won't get your saw to run at all. That's why most guys don't pull it off, but it's easier, I reckon. Now that's fully on there. So make sure that's done. Make sure your intake boot's not being squished. Right, seats all back on that way. Back down here. At this point in time, I put your screws in for your anti-vibration. Trying to get you out of the road. And just so you can move the saw and not vibrate. So make sure your holes line up. Hard to hook, guys. Bend over. Try not to dribble. I'll put that. So you start pulling the saw back to the angle and shape it should be. There's 3 of them, I think, and a 4th one on top. I'll go back all of them over them and fix them up. I've got to actually replace the tensioner too. I'm happy with that. Might as well do one up now. These but 3 are important. The top one is a adjustable show seat. There are coarse thread, so I'm going tight enough I can with a tan screwdriver. That's all. You don't need to get too tight. Or you strip. Just try and bag things up to where they came from. Simple. I don't normally think about what I'm doing. Just do it. Okay, that's that. Now there's an anti-vibe up here, which is worth talking about because this particular stihl is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's got a coil, and to pull the coil off is quite a pain. So I'll tell you what I do. I pull off the clip for the actual spark plug. Trying to see you guys, and that enables me to pull this out because it goes. There's wiring from the saw or the coil back, and it doesn't all come off. It's part of the mess. So I think it's right. But yeah, I pull it off. It's easier for me. Fit it back up the heat guard. Something like that. Put the clamp back on. Pay attention where you cut your coil is, because your clamp has got a funny hole. There's 2 holes, like one's further away than the other one, which is important for the angle for the spark plug. I put that one there in the original hole. Open up your clip. Like that. Then feed your boot back on with that. And make sure it's square. So square like that. And hang on to your clip, you don't pop it off, you want to get in the rubber. And neo-tec's got nice soft boots normally. And put it in, so it's all the way in like that. And you know it'll go like that. You got 2 bolts, hold that on. These particular bolts, they got big washers. There's 2 of them. Start that one up. Now there's a earth strap there and a live wire there, so that goes to that. Not sure why I pulled it off now. Oh, that's right, you can't pull this off unless you pull the coil off. But maybe you can pull that coil off. Yeah, pull the coil off. That's right, don't undo the wire. Pull the coil off with the tank, I think. Yeah, that's what I should have done. So where's the other bolt for that? Find this bolt. Alright, a bolt. Make sure it screws in. Use your hand tools. Don't use power tools and this type of stuff. Now, wind down to it's snug, not tight. Like that. Back it off 1 turn. And you find yourself a business card. Right, business card coming up. Jono and Jono. So, move your magnet out of the road and put your business card like that. Round your magnet back around again, you'll feel it grab. And I'll pull the coil back into where it should be. And there's your magnets, make sure it's tight. That's your perfect distance for your coil to the flywheel. And tighten that up. Where's my bit for that? Hang on guys. Oh, I know where it is here. Tighten it up because it's a fine thread, so you can go fairly tight in that because you don't want this to become loose. If it comes loose, it'll start grinding on your flywheel, so get down to good tight. Right. Now that power wire, get your hook back up to the coil. That's how you kill the motor. If you can't stop your motor, maybe your wires come off. If you use your choke to kill the motor. Like that. It's on. Now this other wire here, the earth wire, that has to go behind these anti-vibration thing, so you get contact with the bolt and stuff. I think I could have left that coil on. Oh, on the wire, I should say. Put it there like that. For the bolt and the wire, that's the most important part. As I said, it's worth rebuilding your saw if you break your saw, because you learn stuff. They put that on there, fine threads, fairly tight, don't want it to come loose. But not the end of the world if it does. But you gotta have that wire. Just test all your bolts and stuff as you go. Make sure you tighten everything up. There you go. So that and the other bolt for that is this really long, funny bolt. You got the last anti-vibration. That should line up easy enough. You go in, wheel around, you see it, wheel around till you find the hole. No, they go straight in there. Might have to unload, do this, loosen that bit. Here's my torch. Bugger thing. Yeah, you get just watching do this. So I had to loosen off that much, okay? Just so you get that hole in the bolt, the bolt in the hole, the winder in, and that part there doesn't matter where it stops. Just something to do with the anti-vibration. But it's a coarse thread, so don't go too hard. The fine threads you can get pretty hard with them, because they bite. You heard them uncrack before. That's tight I got them. I went back around my cylinder again too, because the gasket does squash. I want to make sure that gasket's tight. Tight. Check my bolts. It's done. Now, the carby, it's quite simple, but I'll show you anyway. And this, guys, is for people who haven't done it before. Simple as that, not hard. So, I find these Chinese-made intakes. Make sure you're recording. This insert here, the intake boot itself shrinks. So I always put the center one first. You got like dimples either side of that there. They are in line with the bolt, so you gotta have them in the spot where you need for the bolt. So, bit hard for you guys to see now under the torch. Bit hard for me to see actually. Lights are good, but as soon as you start using them all the time, you go blind when the torch gets dark. Hang on, I'll push it in. What was that? There you go. So, well, I'm in my shed here. If I look to the right of me, there's a fence, and the fence, the light bounces back in here. It's quite blinding. Then you got this other ring to make sure your insert is in properly and flush. It's not too tight. It's because sometimes you can't get them in there. As simple as that. I think that's wrong with that stud runner. So that goes around the outside edge like that. Pretty simple. That's part of where the carb seals everything up, so the rubber doesn't go all over the place. Like that. So the carb goes on top of that. Your fuel line. What's that? Pulse line's up here, so not a big problem with this one. Carby. And the boot comes, the rubbers and stuff stay on that. So I put that on there. That way. What about carby? Really, the way that the side goes on, it goes forward. So you lift it up with a screwdriver and pop it on. Pop that on, like a chance. You can't fiddly, but you know the light. That's back on now. Put your fuel on up, while you can see it. Put your fuel on where it should be, like that. You got a plastic thing goes on the top of that. Where is that? Where is it? Hang on. Oh, I'm getting confused with the ms381. So there's no cover for this one. So you put your bolts, they're nylon lockers, I think. It should be. They go on there. They're not though. But they go tight, so must be a squished thread. And don't drop it down the cubby. Want it on. Bit simple. Hang on. It's simple. Okay, do it up but not too tight because you're pulling through plastic. So just a nice nip. That's it. Like that. That's done. Now, plain screwdriver. You chose actually inside your air filter. So, a normal screwdriver, I suppose. Put that on there. That goes into there. So, I blew it out. We can press there, but if you've been straight hardwood, it's sticky. It goes on like that. I got to remember to do my decompression valve. I want that because it's easy on my arm. Nip that up. And spark plug. So you go through, do all the extra stuff. If you pull it apart, you understand you got plastic plugs and stuff. I use a screwdriver and gently pry them out, and they pop out. There's two big ones and one small one. Make sure you remember which one goes where, but that's not hard. Now with a muffler, I talked about that before. Muffler. Make sure you do this, otherwise you're going to vibrate this stuff. Get some Loctite. I like this Loctite, had no problem with it. Loctite 8243 thread locker. Use that and you screw through your muffler. I was going to go and put the old muffler back on, but there's no guts to it. The noise from this, after using it the other day, my ears are still ringing. So I had earmuffs on, and it's still loud. So yeah, I'm going back to a standard muffler. I will open up the guts a little bit. So I'll make this hole a bit bigger like I did with the ms380. Just a bit deburr, make them wider. I already opened up the gills on the exhaust itself. Just a little bit. Open them up, just down there, just a tad, not much. The other thing too, if you want to muck around and you got the gear and you've got time, I couldn't be bothered doing. I've got a ms440 coming soon. A big well kit. It's 52cc, but these A44s, they've got a 36mm stroke, where the A38 is a 34mm stroke. So you have to remove 2 mils off this, or maybe just under 2 mils of base gas. I'm not sure, or 2 base gas. No, you have to go lower, actually lower. At least 2 mils off this to make it work. Now, that would change the intake timing, the exhaust, but it might work, might not work at all. I have mucked around, but it doesn't fit because of the chain brake bolt, which is on that side of the case here. You have to cut some of the cylinder off to make it fit. But I think it would work, but just it could be a hobby or an idea for someone to check one day. But anyway, my thoughts on that. Don't forget your chain brake catcher, or chain catcher. Sometimes I forget. It comes off that part down there. Good to do that. But I'm going to put the rest of the stuff back together now. I get new tensioner because that's just tight. It's getting pain in the butt. Put muffler and all on, yeah. This pull star's only got 3 bolts, so you always put that in the bag, get a zip tie bag. There's 3 bolts for that. That's basically it. I'll put my pins and pop everything back in. You do one of them, Joe. Yeah, it's a small one, I think. Maybe this side. Yeah, big one. Oh, it's 2 small, 1 big. Okay. So just put your plug in the hole like that. No, it's small. In the hole. And gently push. You have to stick your tongue out for the angle and pop in like that. So that's all you gotta do. That hit my back. But yeah, so do all them and you go through your handles and all that, and it's pretty simple. But yeah, don't throw your saw away, fix it. All I can say, it's just fun. And you can say you done it yourself. And you can do base gasket delete if you want. For this particular saw, they'll add you a bit more power. Just buy a Farmtech cylinder. Clean it with brake cleaner. Brake cleaner gets rid of all the crap off the cylinder before, but use that seal and I'll show you before the Motor Pro. But yeah, that's it, pretty simple. Alright guys, over and out. This is a simple one for people who haven't done it before. Right, thanks for watching.